Hey, Brent Bosher, Red Titan Outdoors here. Today we're going to take a look at my newest purchase. Ended up going with a Shimano Baitrunner 4000, the OC model. Did a great deal of shopping, looked at the Thunis, looked at the D. Ended up getting a really good deal on this. One I couldn't pass up. I said, you know what? I understand it's not the tank that the Thunis is. I understand it's not as durable. And some of those Baitrunners of old, or I've got a 3500, a 4500, a couple of 6500s that are still performing well. I just wanted something smaller, a little bit lighter, and you'd keep the Baitrunner features. So this is where I ended up without spending $260+ on the Thunis. So we're just going to take a little look at it. I'm just going to take it apart here in a minute. Just kind of see what we think from the inside. Take it out of the box. Set the box aside. Main differences between this and the OC, which this is, and the D model, you'll notice this spool, the coloration is more of a metallic, more of an aluminum looking color, probably what it's made of, versus the D, which is more of the brass, the prettier of the two, you may think. Other differences are going to be, this is a two-piece bail versus the D, which has a one-piece bail, and the handle. If you're not big on your attention to detail, would you notice the handle? Probably, but is it a deal breaker? Not for me. For me, at the $100 price point, after my coupons, I was willing to give this 4000 OC a shot. I'm a big fan of Shimano products. I have faith that they're going to make good if I have a problem with it, and I do fairly well with keeping my reels and work in order. The Baitrunner feature, that's a little bit new to me. I'm not real comfortable taking those Baitrunners apart. Just things fit in there kind of differently and kind of particular. I can take my Stratic apart, every piece out on the table, and put it back together with no problems. But Baitrunner, a little different story, but here and there. This 4000, if you were to put mono, which is you got a 200 yards of 10 or 160 yards of 12. I'm going to be using 15-pound Power Pro, which has a diameter of, was it 6 pound? So I'm going to be able to put the whole 150 yard spool of 15-pound on here with no problems. I really like the yellow Power Pro. I think it just really stands out in the water. I'm a line watcher. You can see that least little tick. I'm using a fluorocarbon leader, or at least some type of translucent, monofilament maybe, depending on if I'm fishing for something that's not leader shy. I'm going to be using an Albright knot is usually what I use, some variation of that. Sometimes I'll use a uni to uni, depending on how long I want my leader. I think a uni is a good knot. If I'm feeling really industrious, I'll try the FJ. Haven't quite perfected that one yet, so typically I'll leave that one alone. So the things that you'll notice about this reel, it's got the super stopper, so it's pretty smooth. It does have the reverse switch, which is one of the things I do like about the Stratic, the Hagani, the newer Stratics. They don't have any reverse switch, so they won't go in reverse, which is really cool. It's just one more thing to go wrong that I'm never going to use. But the thing that I really like about this, as far as the Baitrunner feature, I'm not going to really go over that so much, but when you deploy that, and the spool spins backwards, obviously that's the whole purpose of the Baitrunner. But when you engage that, it's a solid thump. There's nothing clangy or clicky and I'm gonna put it in close to the camera. And it sounds like sound comes from the front. It's just it feels really solid to me. What I'll probably be using this for is going to be chumming for rockfish. We get into a lot of little schoolie stripers, everything up there. I caught one the other week chumming that was up in the 30-inch plus category. So a whole lot of fun on a 4000 reel it would have been. I actually caught that one on a Shimano Stratic 2000 that's from 1997. So it's an old reel, still doing the hard work. I really had to work that fish hard. So I'm a big fan of Shimano products. I think if you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. And when you need it in the heat of battle, you know, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna go ahead and take this down. At least remove the spool, remove the rotor. See what it looks like. See how much lube it's got in there. A lot of reels come from the factory, not quite lubed up the way I like for them to be. I may add some, I may wipe some out. It all depends on who put this reel together and how generous they were feeling that day. Too much lube is not good. Too little is not good. You really want to have there's a range of just right, and that'll keep your reel running smooth. You don't want to mix lubes if you can help it. So we'll go in there and see what they got, and I'm really looking forward to putting this thing through its paces.